Yes.
That was an all-time classic.
How about that?
That was a great game. Miami advances to the Final Four, 88-81. Jordan Miller had 27 points, 9 for 9 from the floor, 11 for 11 from the free throw line. Didn't miss a shot the entire game. It was like a young Terrence Oglesby.
Well, yeah, in my dreams, maybe.
And here's the biggest storyline. The ACC
Is
still
back.
alive.
We're back. We might as well call it the South Florida Invitational. You got
ridiculous.
Boca represented. You got Miami represented. I'm not sure many people knew there was a basketball team in Boca until this tournament. But what a run. Dusty May, he's there. Jim Larinaga, he's there. It's good. It's good basketball. It's good basketball. Not the brand names, per se. But that being said, Isaiah Wong, Nigel Pack, Jordan Miller, who, guys, for all intents and purposes, could have very much been the ACC Player of the Year.
Yeah.
He was for a lot of people. He showed why he's so valuable to the U today. How good was he?
You know who the happiest person is right now? Johnny Ruiz.
No doubt. Money
Johnny
well spent.
Ruiz. NIL, not a bad thing, right? Because John Ruiz was at the Elite Eight last year in that run, and he was like, you know what? This is kind of fun. I think I want to help out this program a little bit more. Obviously, you know, he's a football guy, but, you know, give some money to Nigel Pack. It gets out there, $400,000 a year. We all crucify it. But again, it's going to pay itself back here in the Final Four.
What do you think Jordan Miller is worth in NIL right now?
I'm sure he had some money this past year, too, just to get out publicly. But listen, this Miami team didn't quit. You know, they were down 13 in the second half. They fought back. Isaiah Wong made some big shots when it mattered. Again,
You kept expecting the run, though. It seemed like they just couldn't get an easy one to fall or something like that. And their defense held them up. That second half, their defense initiated some quick offense. Things started to kind of roll. They just need to see it go through the hoop a couple times.
and they only made a couple threes. I mean,
Yeah.
that was the biggest thing for me is Texas shot it well from three, and Miami kind of hung around. Like you said, they did it with their defense. And Norchad, even though he's in foul trouble, what did he do? He sets the tone, man.
Relentless.
Just tough as shit. And you know what? Again, I think these teams were similar. But at the end of the day, you know what? I think I trusted Miami at the end of the game.
Sure.
I think I
Because you
trusted
trust
their
their
players.
guards. You trust their
Right.
backcourt players.
Yep.
Where I
You
just
trust their
never
guards.
quite trust. Now, Marcus Carr wasn't 100% at the end. You could tell he got hurt. But
If you would have taken a knee to the side of the thigh by
from
Norchad Omier,
of course,
been out 2 months.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, he's going to be really hurting later.
Dude.
But again, you had to run something at the end of the game. And Rodney Terry, listen, you did one hell of a job, and I hope you get the job. But you cannot let Brock Cunningham take a shot with a season on the line like that at the end of the game.
Yeah. And I was wondering when a timeout was going to be called. Guys, I was upstairs packing, getting ready to go home. I got the red eye tonight. Rob hits me. He's like, you need to come down. I'm like, I'm coming down next call timeout. There were no call timeouts. It took too long to get there. You got to organize your guys.
Today's episode is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy, the easiest place to play college basketball pick'em, where you can get a little extra sweat during March Madness and win real cash prizes simply by picking player stats in this weekend's games. In pick'em, all you do is predict whether a player will go higher or lower on Underdog's projected totals, whether that's points, rebounds, whatever. For example, if you're like me and you think Zach Edey is going to go nuts in this tournament, pick higher on his points projection, add up to 4 more picks, and if you hit them all, you can win 20 times your money on a single game. Underdog's slick mobile app is easy enough that dummies like Jeff Goodman have even figured it out. So go to UnderdogFantasy.com or download the app and use the code FIELD, F-I-E-L-D, and Underdog will match your deposit up to $100. Now is the time to get in on the madness. So remember, UnderdogFantasy.com, promo code FIELD.
The contrast in the entertainment value between watching the second Elite Eight game versus the first Elite Eight game,
Yeah.
massive.
Huge.
Massive. We'll talk about that in a little bit. I do want to ask you guys about this because Miami, when it comes down to it, I think the difference in this game was if you look at what happened down the stretch, Miami put the ball in their playmakers' hands, and they got good shots out of it.
Yeah.
Down the stretch, you had the Marcus Carr turnover when he got stripped. You had Timmy Allen throwing the ball away when Jordan Miller made the steal.
Yep.
And you had Brock Cunningham taking a bad shot. That is the difference in a game like this.
Well-
3 clutch possessions,
Yep.
3 buckets for Miami.
Yep.
3 clutch possessions, 2 turnovers, and the wrong guy taking the shot for
And,
Texas.
and multiple guys for Miami that could make a play.
Yes.
Nigel Pack could make a play. Isaiah Wong could make a play. Jordan Miller, obviously, could make a play, and you could just pick whichever matchup you want if you're Miami. And one guy that does, I don't think he's going to get enough credit for how he played. Wooga Poplar was really good today, coming up with extra possessions, toughness plays, knocked down a shot or two, hit a corner three. Like, this Miami team, that UConn game is going to be interesting. That length.
You want 5 points in that one? Because that's what the early line is, 5 points.
5 points
I'll
in
take
favor
the
of
5.
UConn.
I think they can keep it close. I do.
Guards are going to have to make shots. Guards are going to have to make shots in a Super Bowl
Norchad's got to
spot.
stay in the game.
That's
He's
right.
got to stay in the game, which is, again, against Sonogo, I think he can. I think the problem is going to be you're fighting Sonogo.
Right.
And then, you know what, all of a sudden you see big Donovan Clingan come in when you start to feel tired.
Right. That's a
But
big point.
give Miami credit. Listen, especially the fact that you look at where this program was about 5 years ago, and the FBI investigation kind of caught them in the crosshairs.
Right.
And it wasn't, they weren't at
Justified.
fault. They didn't do anything.
Right.
Ultimately, they were cleared, but it really, really hit them from a recruiting standpoint, and they were able to come back from it. And Jim Larinaga, man, in his 70s.
Hell of a job.
Oh, what he's done.
Absolutely.
And he's lost some assistant coaches as well.
Yep.
Amazing story.
Yes,
Amazing.
It really. And you know what the most amazing part about it is to me is that I don't think there's anybody that, forgive me for the way I phrase this, coaches less during a game than Jim Larinaga.
Well,
He's just kind of, he's like, this
Guys,
is
you
what
got to
we
put
want.
your dudes in position and let them rock.
Yes, that's what he does. That's what he does. He puts his guys in the spot. He says, we want this action. Go make a play.
That's
we'll
right.
see what happens.
If you have
If
an
it works,
advantage,
it works.
yeah.
If it
You
doesn't-
recruit dudes to be dudes, and
Yes.
he gets them there and he lets them be dudes.
You know what?
That's a big thing.
Three of the coaches have never been to a final. 3 of the programs have never been to a Final Four.
Awesome.
One coach has, though. Right? And
Jim Larinaga.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
One coach has.
George Mason.
We forget about that.
Yeah.
It's a
You
long
know-
time ago. I know who he beat.
Who did he beat?
I know who he beat.
Say it.
UConn.
Yes, he beat UConn.
That was the Rudy
Right.
Gay UConn team, right?
Rudy Gay, Marcus
remember that.
Williams,
Tony
Josh
Skinn.
Boone.
Tony Skinn. We might be hearing his name a little more.
Oh, yeah.